Thank you for visiting my channel, Thinking Like a Virtuous Woman, where I inspire women to think like the woman in Proverbs 31, spiritually, financially, and also relationally. So today's video is a little bit different. It's more so for the men, but ladies, I definitely want you to check it out and feel free to add anything below that I leave out. So I was recently watching a video by Jerry Flowers from Redefine TV, and he did a video basically challenging women to really look at themselves and really decide if they are really ready for a godly man. Now that video was so good because it really made you think, because sometimes we say we're ready for something, and then when it get real, we realize, you know what, I may not be as ready as I thought I was. So I decided to do a man's version of that video, because just like women, we sometimes bite off more than we can chew. Men sometimes struggle in this area too, whether trying to figure out whether they are really ready for a godly woman or not. So if you are a man and you're watching this video and you are in that place where you're praying, seeking God, trying to figure out if you're really ready for a godly woman, I hope that this video provides some clarity for you. One of the first things you want to understand about a godly woman is that she's going to have a life. She's going to be about her Father's business. So she may be involved in ministry at church, or she may even have a ministry of her own that she leads. I know many women who lead Bible studies for women, whether it's just a few of them or whether they are large groups of women. So just don't be surprised if she has her hands in a few things. When you say you want a Proverbs 31 woman, just really think about the fact that she was working in her home, outside the home. She had a business. She was feeding the homeless. So when you say you want that type of woman, just understand that she's going to have something going on. And it doesn't necessarily mean that she's not going to have time for you, because we do need to make sure we learn how to prioritize our time. But just don't be surprised if she don't necessarily prioritize you right away. Another thing you want to understand about a godly woman is that she's going to have standards. Now, you won't be able to come at her any kind of way. You won't be able to treat her any kind of way. Many of us, we have been through a lot, and it took a lot to get us to the point that we are today. And so many of us, we tend to be guarded. We tend to, be guarded and be prayerful about the man that we get involved in, because we understand that once we're married to you, you're going to become the priest of our home. You're the man that we're going to be called to submit to. So we tend to be more selective about the men that we get involved with. So don't be surprised if she wants to pray before she even gives you her number. Some of us, we want to pray before we get to know you, because we don't want any wasted time. We don't want to waste your time, and we definitely don't want to waste our own time. So just don't be surprised if you encounter a woman who says, "Can I pray first?" One thing you could do, you can take a minute and think about the type of woman that you want, right? You say you want a godly woman. Think about the qualities that you desire in her, and really think about the type of man that you think she will want. And ask yourself, am I that type of man? Just take a minute to think about that and ask yourself, am I the type of man that the type of woman I will want? That's really one of the things you can think about when asking yourself, am I really ready for the type of woman that I say that I'm praying for? Another thing you want to be ready for when it comes to a godly woman is the fact that she's going to challenge you. Now, as women, we are naturally nurturers. We are naturally mommies anyway. And, we tend to be like that with our men, especially men that we love. When a woman loves, she loves, and she wants the best for you. She wants you to be that man that God is calling you to be. Now, when she sees something in you, she's going to be trying to pull that out of you. She's going to be trying to pull out that king in you that she sees. So don't be surprised if she's not accepting a bare minimum, and she's holding you accountable to the man that you say that you are, the man that you say that you want to be. Because as women, we know that we are called to help you. We know that we're called to help with the assignment that God has given you. We know that we're called to help you serve the mission that he's called you to. So knowing that, we know that part of our job is to make you better. And you may even realize when you find her that you ain't all that like you thought you were. And I say that jokingly, but it's real, because the Bible says he who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord. And it's not that you don't already have favor, but there's going to be this type of favor that you didn't have until you find her. So she's going to make your life better. So you may be a great man now. You may be a great godly man, but you're going to be an even better man when you find her. Another thing you want to be prepared for is that a godly woman is most likely practicing abstinence until marriage. Now, if this is an area that you can't, that you struggle with, I can't do it. Sex is something that's that you feel is important to you. You're not there yet. No judgment here. But if you know you desire a godly woman, this is an area that you need to be actively working on in your single season. Now, your relationship with God is something you should be cultivating right now anyway. You should already have a prayer life. You should already be spending time with God, reading his word, spending time in prayer and meditation, fasting. You should already have those things in place before you even meet her, because once you guys get together, you're going to be called to lead her. And we just want to be able to trust you. So this is something that you want to be already working on in your single season. So if you know that purity is something that you struggle with, but you do desire to be in a godly relationship, now is the time to be working on it. Because you don't want to enter into a relationship with a godly woman who's practicing abstinence and then you decide that, oh, I want to do it for her. Because a woman of God, she wants you to be doing it out of your own reverence and fear for the Lord. Because I'm going to be honest, many times as women, we feel like if you're not getting it from me, you're going to get it from someone else, or you're going to eventually tempt me. So she's going to prefer that you already have that desire to be pleasing to God with your body and not just be doing it with her. And that's with anything when it comes to your relationship with God. You want to be walking with God. You want to be practicing purity because of your own fear and reverence for the Lord. The last thing that I want to share with you, I want you to be prepared for challenges. Now, you say you want a godly woman, you say you want a godly relationship, you say you want a kingdom relationship, you want a kingdom marriage. Know that it's going to come with challenges. Now, one of the challenges is that we know that there's an enemy out there who is against godly relationships, right? He's already against godly people anyway. He's already against you by yourself. But when you find that godly woman, you two are going to be powerful together. So he's going to really be hitting you guys hard. So don't be surprised when opposition begins to come your way. And it may not necessarily mean, when you see opposition that this woman isn't right for me. Don't necessarily think that, because of course there's going to be other factors that determines whether this woman is for you. But just don't be surprised if you begin to see opposition. And I don't want to give the enemy too much credit, because it's not even just about him. You two are two imperfect people trying to form a godly marriage. There's going to be some challenges. You two are going to bring things out of each other that you didn't even know were there. Things that you maybe thought were gone from years ago. The Bible says that iron sharpens iron. So in a relationship, you two are going to be making each other better. And making each other better is not always going to feel good. There's going to be moments of insecurity. There's going to be moments of, doubt. There's going to be many challenges, but I believe that it's all a part of the process of becoming one. So don't be surprised when opposition comes your way. Don't be surprised when challenges, because those challenges that's going to arise is going to be preparing you for what's to come once you guys are married. I'm sure there's so much more I can add, but I'm going to go ahead and stop there. And I just want to add this, that, as godly women, we don't expect perfection. That would be unfair to expect perfection. However, we do want to be able to trust you. We want to be able to trust you with our lives spiritually, financially, physically, mentally. We just want to be able to trust you. And so we're going to hold you accountable to the man that you say you are. I hope that something I said today provided some clarity for you. If you have any questions or you have any prayer requests or video suggestions, you can email me or leave it down below. I will leave my email in the description box. Also, if you happen to like my cross infinity necklace, check out my website, shoplikeavirtuouswoman.com. I will also link that in the description box as well. Once again, thank you for visiting my channel. Be blessed.